Hello once again guys, I hope you're good and welcome back to another video. I've got something a little different today, so if you're a massive fan of playing as a really low ranked team and enjoy the long career modes, raising youngsters to their potentials and one day lifting the Champions League trophy, then you may use the loan system quite a bit. I find that loaning in loads of players is far better than wasting all your budget as a 1-star rated team on one single high potential player. So that's what I've done today. I've gone and made a list of 25 amazing players you need on loan. So let's kick this one off. So let's start right from the back, goalkeepers. And my first choice is the 16-year-old little bargain that is Miles Villa. Yes, if you've got enough money, you can indeed go and collect him from Anderlecht for less than 1 million in the first season. But let's say you're playing as Morecambe. Probably best not to spend the entire budget on a teenager in the first season. Instead, pick up his decent abilities, height and first season rating for 2 years. Possibly lay down a future fee if you can both come to a deal, and he'll be your new first choice for just 1,275 a week. But maybe you can't get him for some reason. Maybe your attention to him has started a bidding war. Well, his replacement is Loic Badiachil of Monaco. Not a bad alternative, although he starts off 3 ratings above Mile. He's 18 however, and for a goalkeeper maybe a little small at 6'1". He's still a decent backup though, with his 3-star weak foot and 81 potential. So my recommendation would be Mile, but if you can't get him, Loic's wages of 3,200 a week aren't so bad. And maybe you even want to purchase him. If so, he'll cost just 1.4 million. Moving slightly further up the pitch to the centre-back position, we have my number 1 choice, Mamadou Doucouré of Mönchengladbach. A real beast in this FIFA, but sadly, he's recently arrived at Mönchengladbach, so therefore can't purchase him in the first season, unless it's a ridiculous fee. But you don't have that sort of money when you're a League 2 side, so loan him in. He's 18 years old, 6 foot 62 rated, 75 jumping, 72 strength, and not too slow for a centre back either. If you can sort out a future fee for him, then you can get an amazing deal for this future 84 rated player for just 2,500 a week. And my alternative to him would be Fabrizio Bassaccio. Not a huge potential, but that doesn't matter because he starts 5 ratings above Mamadou. It might say he's an important player for his club, but you can definitely get him on loan. 20 years old, 6'2", 79 strength, 77 aggression and some good defending stats too. And also if you do want to buy him, you can get him for 2.2 million, but loan him for a very decent price of 4,600 a week and help raise him up to his 81 potential. So moving out to the right is Hildeberton Pereira of Nottingham Forest. A pretty pacey right back and another fantastic physical player to pick up on loan, especially if you're a League 2 side. 86 sprint speed, 85 aggression and 83 acceleration. And he's easily up there in my top 5 favourite right backs in this FIFA. He's 66 rated and 20 years old, and with high, medium, 4-star, 2-star and an alright potential of 78. But it's mainly his first season stats that see him get into this list, and for 4,800 a week, a great one to get into your club. And the second choice right back would be this guy, Musa Mohammed. He's Nigerian, 19 years old and also blessed in the pace department. A good starting rating of 67 with well-rounded stats, high, medium and 3-star weak foot and 2-star skills. His potential matches Pereira's and so does his price tag too. Although if you opt for Musa, his wages are 300 a week cheaper, which can add up I guess. But I'll leave you to figure out who you'd rather get in. And for the other fullbacks, we have a returning favourite from last year's FIFA, Rico Henry, now of Brentford. Definitely my number 1 choice left back from last year, literally because of his blinding pace and good potential for his tiny price tags. Not really a similar story this year because Brentford aren't looking to let go of him in the first season, but maybe for a ridiculous fee they'll consider it. But they are more than happy to see him get regular football elsewhere. 93 acceleration, 91 agility, 90 sprint speed, high, medium, 2-star, 3-star and a potential of 81. Consider talking out a future fee because 3,900 a week is a decent wage packet, and once you try him, you'll really enjoy him. And the second choice left back is also relatively quick and alright rated, FC Basel's Balázs Riveros. He's in the same situation as Rico, both new players at their current clubs and both with good potentials. Balázs is 18 years old, 64 rated, 84 sprint speed, 83 acceleration, 83 stamina, 80 agility, medium, 2-star, 2-star, and has a future rating of 82. If you can't get one, get the other. Simple as that. But Balázs is on slightly cheaper wages at $3,000 a week. Up into midfield, and we'll start off with defensive midfielders. Jan BraceForImpact off of Sevilla's youth team. 18 years old and 67 rated in the first season. Physically gifted but only 5'8". He's got some other good up and coming technical stats, medium, 3-star, 2-star, and a potential of 80. But it's mainly his wages that see him into this countdown, just costing you $1,900 a week for 2 years. And if you want him, then 1.6 million is a reasonable fee too. The other CDM is also of the same rating and well rounded in the first season too. It's Asane Juice. Maybe not quite as physical as a techie, but technically more gifted, and maybe that's what you want. 18 years old, 5'9", 79 agility and stamina, 77 acceleration, 76 short passing, 75 balance and ball control. He's more defensive minded with his medium high work rates and has 3-star, 3-star. He's got a greater potential of 83, and if you want to buy him, you can as well. 1.7 million, or just get him on loan for $2,900 a week. So now let's get over to centre mids, and we have one of my favourites who I always loan him in the first season, Olivier Kearman of Olympique Lyon. An extremely balanced 20-year-old listed for loan in the first season. 66 rated, 80 jumping and strength. 77 stamina, 75 aggression, 75 acceleration, 74 sprint speed and balance. A lot of other stats at least 60 or over. Medium, 3-star, 2-star and a potential of 80. His wages are more expensive than most at $6,600 a week, but he's a hell of an addition to the squad, so consider his services. Abdul Kadir Umar is my alternative for you today. Or maybe he's your preferred because he does look like a special player at just 17 years old. Definitely more of a playmaking midfielder rather than a ball winner judging by his technical stats, but 66 rated and with 5 separate stats over 80 in the first season, high, medium, 4-star, 3-star and a potential of 84, you know he'd destroy at League 2 level. And his wage demand is hardly overpriced either, $3,400 a week, or maybe just buy him out completely for 1.6 million. Cams. Quite a rare position to see being loaned out, but I've got 2 solid choices for you today. Firstly, Laszlo Benes, the third Mönchengladbach youngster for this video. 18 years of age, 65 rated, 5'11". Technical stats, not incredible, physically fairly average. Medium, 3-star, 3-star, but with a very solid potential of 82. Bear in mind, these guys can grow a huge amount if you get them in on a 2-year loan, and their wages won't increase over that time either. So you could have an almost 80 rated player on $4,400 a week by the end of the time at your club. Go and pick him up. Or the other choice would have to be Marcus Edwards of Spurs. Another very highly rated youngster coming from Spurs this year. He looks alright, but being just 60 rated, you'll probably have to train him up a little. He is just 17 though, so he has a huge amount of time to grow into something special. As for first season stats, 92 balance, 83 agility, and everything else could do with some work. He has however got 4-star skills, which may be a massive benefit to you. Medium, and 3-star weak foot, but it's mainly that 86 potential that gets him in. So go and sort out a future fee for this one-day world-class player. Moving slightly further forward, we come to the wings. I've combined left midfielders and left wingers together, and I've done the same for the right side too. But it's alright because there's 4 separate players for either side. It's Brian Mansilla who starts us off on the left side. Left mid by trade, 19 years old and begins as a 64 rated player in a new career mode save. Pace is his main attribute, accompanied by solid stamina and agility, but it's a good base to work around. Medium low, 2-star, 2-star and a potential of 80. Just one of 4 options, and for $2,600 a week, consider him. Next up is the Norwegian pace machine that is Rafik Zeknini. both acceleration and speed at 90. 18 years old, officially plays left wing and a 67 overall. High medium and a very decent 4-star 4-star combination and a pretty good potential of 80, and getting him into a League 2 squad would probably mean the destruction of the league, because this guy is quite something. So why wouldn't you keep 2,100 a week spare to fund this guy's wages, because he can certainly turn Morecambe into a title winning side if you know how to use him right. And our third left mid or winger is a Russian. Also pretty quick, it's Rafit Zamaletdinov. If I've said that wrong, well, that's probably not a surprise. But don't let that take away anything that this guy has to offer you. 19 years old, 64 rated and 6 foot. 82 sprint speed, 77 acceleration, 73 balance, 72 long shots, 71 shot power, 71 dribbling. High-low work rates, 3-star, 3-star and a potential of 81. He's not going to be the cheapest of options at 6,400 a week, but sometimes beggars can't be choosers, and if other options have gone, then this guy might be your best choice. And lastly, from the left side, it's Swansea's young Englishman, Daniel James. Suits the pacey mood the others have set. 18 years old, 60 rated, 5'11", exactly what you'd expect from a 60 rated player, not too much. High medium, 3-star, 3-star and a potential of 81. Maybe you just like restricting yourself to only loaning in English players? Who knows? If you want to give him a try, then you'll need 4,500 a week to get him in. On to the other side, and we start off with the main option, Valkav Kearney. Still an amazing buy, but also that good he makes it into the loan video too. 69 rated, 92 agility, 87 acceleration, 84 sprint speed, 80 balance, 77 dribbling, 75 ball control. Medium, 3-star, 3-star and a huge potential of 85. If you can come to a conclusion on a future fee between Ajax, it would be the cheapest way of getting him in. But if not, he's more than capable of destroying League 1 and League 2 teams for 2 seasons at your club for just 5,300 a week. Noah João Saurembatsi. That's 4 separate names squashed together to bring us this pretty solid alternative. 19 years old, 65 rated, 6 foot, pretty pacey but does lack major technical stats at the beginning of his career. Medium, 3-star, 3-star and a potential of 81. He's just an option for 4,000 a week. But our third guy is the cheapest loanee to get in this entire list. The Canadian with a ridiculously long name, Jean-Yves Balou Tabla. What kind of names have 2 hyphens in? This guy has to be special. 89 agility, 85 acceleration, 81 sprint speed, 71 years old and 59 rated. High-low work rates, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills and a potential of 82. And if you feel like you're extremely stuck for options because of terrible funds offered to you by the board, then 850 a week is surely just about within your price range. And lastly, Mitchell van Bergen. He's appeared before and he's back, getting himself a little medal in this countdown. Right winger by trade, just 16 years of age, 5'7", 63 rated, 62 acceleration, 84 agility, 83 sprint speed and 80 balance. The minerals to become a very decent player. High medium, 3-star, 3-star and a potential of 83. That, and you can loan him in for just 1,275 a week. Or if you can afford him, 850k. Either way, don't miss out. So, 3 positions left, and that's right, they're all strikers. And we begin with Mini Benteke Landry de Mata. Belgian, 18 years old, 66 rated and 6'1". High medium, 3-star, 3-star and a good potential of 81. As a first season player loaned into a League 2 team, he'd rip the league apart with his reasonable pace, height, strength and work rate. Trust me, I've tried. 3,400 a week is all you'll need to unleash this guy on all your rival teams. Next is the best high potential striker on offer, Benfica's Jose Gomez. He looks like a phenomenal pull if you can sign him up for 2 years and maybe work in a tiny future fee while you're at it. 17 years old, 5'10", 67 rated, 83 sprint speed, 78 acceleration, 77 agility, 75 jumping, 71 reactions and 71 heading accuracy. Quite a well-rounded centre forward, lacks a little height for my liking, but honestly I've not tried him out. High, medium, 3-star, 3-star, and it will only cost you 4,400 a week. The final striker recommendation from me today is Joel Asoro from Sunderland. Pace, if that's what you're looking for. 17 years old, 5'9", 63 rated. Medium, 3-star, 3-star, and a potential of 80. You can also pick him up for 1 million too if you fancy getting him on a permanent, but 3,900 a week if you'd prefer to try before you buy. And that's all 25 players. Should be a couple in there that you think are worth trying out, and hopefully you've not heard of a few as well. So I wish you luck on your lower league adventures, and feel free to abuse the loan market system. But yeah, that's me done for now. If you like the video, be sure to let me know by pressing that like button. Stay subscribed for plenty more top 10s, 20s, 25s and other career mode videos. And I'm BraceForImpact, and thanks for watching.